Hey, welcome back to Elk City, Oklahoma
We are here with Slade and Alicia Tennery.
at Rolling Retreats RV.
That's right. And we're going to ask them a few questions about PDIs and how to look for a good dealer.
3, 2, 1, action.
So we've talked a lot about PDI in our videos, and we've talked a lot about Rolling Retreats RV. And we thought it would be a good idea to get with Slade and Alicia from the service side and the sales side, put them both together and ask them some questions that maybe some of you don't know about when you're looking for an RV dealer. So, you ready to get with it?
Yes.
You guys ready?
We're ready.
All right.
Well, the first thing I want to ask is about a dealer. What's the first thing people should look for in a dealer?
Look no further. Not just kidding.
Well, we know that. We know that.
That's why we're here.
You're our
I
top.
would say one of the biggest things should be service after the sale, because like I hear that all the time. Most of that, like my dealer was great, so they got my money. So yeah, we're big at after the sale, but we're good before the sale too.
Yeah, Jim, you asked me this question yesterday outside there, and first thing I said was trust. You got to be able to trust these people who you're dealing with. To me, that is top of the line, most important, is to be honest with people and tell them the truth. Treat them fairly, treat them honestly. Don't try to hide stuff, and just be straight up front with everyone. To me, that is top. And service after the sale, that's important too. Treat people like you want to be treated.
Yes.
That's good.
Absolutely.
And I think you guys, you know, from the time, I mean, we've been here off and on a number of times, and I think you and the guys in the shop, that's where I think you guys shine, is your guys in the shop really do a good, they do a good job of projecting that attitude. They're proud of what they do. They're honest. They don't try to hide things from you. They show you what they got. They tell you what they're going to do or what they can't do, and you move on from there. And I think that's really important. That's really good.
The other guys, I've got lucky, and I've got some good guys in the shop. We've got 4 guys now. Just hired Wes Monday,
Right?
and so we'll get him trained up and get him up to speed. He just went through a 2-day PDI training, and we videoed the
Well, that
new
was like
video.
the intro. I'm sure he'll be training for a while.
So the PDI it's like a 500-point inspection. It's excruciatingly thorough. But
So,
it's very important.
so for the people that don't know exactly what PDI means, what does PDI mean?
PDI stands for pre-delivery inspection.
Okay.
And so we bring a brand new rig in to our shop, and we break out the list, and we just start going line by line, item by item. And it takes a long time to do. It's very thorough. We almost check every nut and bolt and everything on the coach, because I feel like that's important. If I was buying a coach, you know, you buy a car, it's pretty much put together by machines, and it just works most of the time. These RVs are put together by man, and men make mistakes sometimes, and so we have to go through them very, very thoroughly. I don't want my customer to take my coach out and have trouble. That's the last thing I want. So when it leaves here, I want to feel confident. I got my PDI list and pre-delivery inspection, 500 points. I'm thinking, this coach has got to be in good shape when it leaves here.
Now you say 500 points or thereabouts.
Yes.
Has that list evolved over the years?
It has grown and grown, and it grows all the time. Every time,
It can grow today.
let's say that you buy a coach.
Okay.
Okay, we've done our 500 point inspection.
Okay.
You take it out in the field, and you find something that we missed that wasn't on the PDI list.
Let's say a new weird thing.
Yeah, that automatically goes on the list. So now that it's a 501 point inspection.
Okay, so it's ever evolving.
Ever evolving.
Okay. Okay.
So how long does it take usually for your PDIs?
It depends on the condition of the coach when we get it. Now some coaches come in are in much better condition than others. I've got some coaches in here, it takes 5 days to go through the PDI. And that's doing some repairs along with it.
Okay.
But you can cruise through the whole PDI sometimes in like 2 days. That's pretty standard. Yeah, checking stuff, not fixing everything, just,
Yeah.
what I like to do is build the repair list. We call it a complaint cause correction list.
Okay,
Build that list. And then I can kind of got a good idea of how long it's gonna take, any parts that I need that I don't have in stock, and I stock a lot of parts. But can't stock them all. DRV doesn't stock them all. And so that gives me a great idea of what this coach is all about, what it's gonna take to get it, in proper condition.
now, and sorry Alicia, we're going towards the service side here for a little bit.
You're
But you mentioned you stock a lot of parts. Is that something that has evolved? Is that something you've always done, or is it something that you've moved into?
Well, I wished I could stock every single part
Sure.
at DRV that's on these coaches, but it has evolved as well. If there's a part that I've used, like just keep using over, I keep ordering over and over, I stock that part.
Okay,
But if it's like a part that I don't hardly ever use, hardly ever goes bad, I may not stock that one.
okay,
But I try to stock all the common parts, a lot of trim, a lot of just, I want to stock as much as I possibly can. And I've got 2 warehouses full of parts out there.
okay,
And I feel pretty confident in my parts inventory currently.
okay. Except for fan shrouds.
There's always
Always
something. You got me.
Yeah.
Now, can anybody with a DRV come in and get a PDI from you even though they may not have bought it from you?
They would have to schedule that well in advance. My schedule is very tight and getting tighter all the time.
And then there's a cost as well, because it is shop time. Like, it's included in our sales, but, and this has happened. We've had some people that bought, I'm not gonna say where, that called us and we did a PDI for them, so it cost them, I forgot what you charged them.
1,800 currently,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Just because it's so time consuming.
that would include
Yeah.
some repairs.
Okay,
We're not just.
Well, any
some
warranty
repair-
repairs would be covered under
Yeah, of
warranty.
course, that's
Yeah.
covered.
Yeah,
Some things are so easy to fix, that as you're going through the PDI, let's go ahead and fix it right now while we're here.
Sure.
And then you have your complaint cause correction list and you'll mark it off. If it's warranty,
yeah.
okay.
we gotta keep track of the repairs.
Okay, now, let me go back to your statement on warranty for just a second.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus, but if there is a warranty issue, if somebody purchases from another dealer, and I know you want everybody to purchase from you, but if
And they
somebody, if somebody purchases from another dealer,
Yeah.
have you in the past, do you plan in the future, allowed those customers to come to you for warranty work?
Absolutely, when Slade's schedule permits.
Okay,
So most of the time, we've never like discriminated against anyone that has bought somewhere else. Like, we've had all kinds, even my main biggest competitors' rigs are in my shop. But there's times, like particularly right now, I've got, you and Nichols here to build, and then I've got, I don't know, like 7 in a row coming in. And there's 2 or 3 already out there right now. They all want it yesterday. You want it yesterday.
sure.
So Slade has to like stop for a little bit sometimes and not take people until we get caught back up.
Okay.
But most of the time, anybody can come here for warranty repairs. They just got to schedule through him.
Well, and that shows how amazing your shop is, and with your PDIs and your warranty work, people want to come and see you. So, because of trust.
Yeah, I like working on trade. I tell you the truth, I almost prefer working on people that didn't buy from me, because then I'm the savior. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me save you, let me fix this for
Slade
you.
to the rescue.
My stuff is not that bad. When they come back, it's like not that bad, but
Little things, yeah.
So if DRV does their own PDI before the RV leaves their property, why do you guys have to do a PDI when it gets here?
well, our PDI is more thorough, much more thorough than theirs. They've got a production line, and they've got another one coming, and another one coming. They can't spend 5 days
That's the answer right there.
on one rig. They'll go bankrupt.
Well, not only that, people pressure them to get them out. Like sometimes you need to get, because of the financing or whatever the case may be, our customers are out here saying, when's my rig coming, when's my rig coming? So, and then there's the production thing. You gotta have it being production friendly, or you wouldn't be able to build all these rigs for people. I mean, it would just, you couldn't get them out enough. I guess they'd have to build a whole other facility or something, but, you know, there's a reason for it. It's just, it's not production friendly to just spend that much time doing it, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great answer.
So guys, as long as we've done business with you, you've been a one brand dealership. And I know you and I, or the three of us had an interview a couple of years ago
Yeah.
about a similar statement, but you know, some of our new viewers may be interested to know that you deal just in the DRV brand. Is there a reason for that, and would you ever consider changing?
My reason is, I don't want to sound mean, but like personally, and when I started in this brand on the used side to begin with, back in like 07 or 08, is when I go into this rig and look at the wall thickness and frames and all that stuff, and then you go into a competing rig. I don't want to throw any names out there, but we're talking half-inch walls, different frames and things like that. It's just, I don't want to sell that. I just want to sell this good stuff. So that's my reason.
How this happened, Alicia and I, when we first got into the RV business, we would go to the auctions. And we first started with motorhomes. And we bought motorhomes, sold motorhomes. And then gas in 08 got really expensive, so we switched over to towables. And we would buy all of it. You know, it doesn't matter. Hitchhiker, Cedar Creek, didn't matter to us.
All of it.
But every once in a while, we'd see a mobile suite out there on the lot. And when you walk into a mobile suite, even back then, you could just tell this is a different rig.
Mm-hmm.
And we would buy some of those, and we'd get them back here. And we'd, you know, do our thing, our little PDI, doing it back then.
Yeah, cleaning it.
And then it got to where every time a mobile suite, we'd search the auctions for mobile suites, because we thought, okay, we like those. If there's one of those available, we're going to get that for sure, and keep getting the rest of the stuff. It got to where the mobile suite and the elite suite is all we wanted, because that is just a superior coach.
On a used basis.
On used, yeah,
that was
used.
before we sold new. Yeah.
And so we would go across the country getting
Yeah.
used ones, and we'd bring them back here, refurbish them, and sell them, made a good living.
Okay.
And so that's how it started. And
Yeah.
so we become new dealers and not have no
Yeah.
desire to go with another brand.
Yeah.
This is, in my book, the top brand.
And your shop, on the service side, your shop doesn't deal in anything except DRVs at this point.
That's correct.
Okay.
Mobile suites and elite suites only.
And full house.
And full houses, yes, those three.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're just covered up busy, just
And that's how he knows them so well. That's how he's the doctor, and that's how I know what I'm doing so well.
And you're the
That's all we
queen.
do. Yeah.
When you work on hundreds of them, you learn how things operate.
And the difference in the years, like, you know, different slides or different this or different that, we can tell you like what year has what and all that stuff. So
Yeah, we have.
good to know your product.
You have to know your product, and I believe we both here know it very well.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we take a lot of pride in this. I think you've seen some of my prideful moments out in the area. I get kind of emotional sometimes,
Right.
and so because it's very important.
And it should be.
It's who I am.
Yeah. And it shows. It does. It shows in both of you.
It's really, really awesome.
It's who we are.
Kind of, it's like our life.
We're very proud of our business.
Well, it's pride in ownership.
Yeah.
You know, and I think you both set a really good example for that. So speaking of the DRV brand, we bought our 38 RSSA a little over 4 years ago. And we've been extremely happy with it. In fact, we're going to miss it. It's been such a great coach. The floor plan is phenomenal. And we just kind of stumbled into this particular floor plan. And when we first started looking at DRVs, I was sent a build sheet by the West Coast rep. And he said, you know, look these options over, and you know, and then I'd call him and I'd say, well, what does this mean, or what does that mean, or and I really didn't know that we could stray from that build sheet, so to speak.
Yeah.
Now that we've been here and with you for a couple of years now, as I tell everybody, you have this ability to walk into a space and go, oh, well, if I were doing this in your position, I would change this and I would move that over to there and I would delete that window and I'd put a window up there. And as Kelly and I were just, our heads were spinning.
We're like,
Yeah.
what?
We had no idea.
Yeah.
And what we've discovered over the years, to try to hopefully make your answer a little easier, is that DRV is not a true custom build, but they do what they can on the production line, and then both of you can kind of expand on that, and that's kind of what's happened with our full house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To answer some of the questions from our viewers, you know, why didn't you get this all done at the factory? Maybe the two of you could kind of tag team on that subject.
And DRV did quite a bit.
They did.
They
Yeah.
did enough
Yeah.
to make it where we could do what we wanted.
Sure.
Because I didn't
So-
remember, before I walked in there, what it was gonna look like, you know? So I was just so
I
ecstatic.
knew just what it was gonna look like.
I know. I couldn't remember what you were gonna do or what they were gonna do, and I couldn't believe how much that they did do. So I was really grateful for that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was thankful that they did enough for us, and they don't like me to go through all that with every customer. I think they would prefer that I didn't. It would make their life so much easier. And part of it is I don't ever want, and I'll just tell them this right up front, you know, I know they don't like me to do that, but I don't ever want a customer of mine out here on the lot picking up their new rig, going someone else's, or be at a rally and going someone else's and see something and say, if I'd have known,
Right.
I would have done that.
Right.
And so I have my little cheat sheets, so you do know about these things, number one. But the main thing for me is, and you've been around me enough, you see it on my face when it's like, when I just listen to people. So like if they homeschool or, you know, areas important for like work, their work, if they're still working or things like that. When we are here on my lot and I go from floor plan to floor plan to floor plan, I'm listening to what they say. And then when we're in a place and I'm thinking, ooh, this might work in this floor plan, or oh, wait a minute, this floor plan might work better for you, let me take you in there. It's mainly based off of what I hear them tell me their needs are.
Right.
And then my head just comes up with these ideas. It just like pops in like, ooh, wait a minute, maybe I can do this. And usually I do know what DRV will do. They don't tell me no a whole lot, because I kind of know what the parameters are, you know, after years of doing this. I know that, okay, they're probably not going to do this. I'll always ask, but I usually just tell my people, I don't think they'll do this, but I know they'll do this. Or I can do this here if they'll do this part, like your floor plan.
Right, right.
Yeah, so just years of doing it, I guess. Just
So what we've discovered is that we can stray a little bit outside the box, and what the factory can't do for us,
sometimes
your
you
guys
can do-
are pretty darn talented. I mean, I've watched them custom build some stuff out there, and quite honestly, we're very impressed.
Yay.
I mean,
Yeah.
it looks amazing, the work that they're doing and the ideas. And, you know, sometimes Travis will look at me and go, well, what do you want here? And I'll go, I don't know.
Holy
Alicia, help.
I can fix it.
Hello, I don't know.
Yeah.
But your guys are really good at what they do.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I watched you put that LX455 together a couple of months ago with option after option after option after option, you know, to go on top of all these different things. And
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it's amazing what you guys can do here in-house after DRV's done with it.
Yeah. I like seeing it come to life. Sometimes him not so much. He'll be like, ooh. But I don't know, we work
Yeah.
well.
I'm kind of like DRV to a certain extent. I can't spend forever
Sure.
on one rig, you know, but I can do a lot. That's for
He
sure.
has to rein me in just a little bit sometimes. Like,
Sometimes-
whoa, it's got to leave my shop some year.
Kind of like us.
No, you're special. You can say it all you
Yeah,
want.
we're special.
Sometimes they come back, you know, like we get them going, and then they'll come back and
For a change.
put
or
some more
something,
stuff
yeah.
on, you know.
Yeah. Well, because you learn things once you're in it for a while, you might come up with some other need that we didn't meet in the first build, and if I can figure out a way to make it happen, we can try to do it. So,
Reschedule
yeah.
and
I
bring
just
it
like
back.
happy people, so.
It's not
Satisfy
that-
customers.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, satisfy customers,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's primo.
yeah.
And that's another good thing, is that people, you know, if they see somebody else has, like the Alicia closet in the bedroom, that
Right.
little cupboard space, and I didn't have that.
Yeah.
And when I saw it, I'm like, I want it.
Yeah.
But, you know, I didn't get it in that
Sometimes we
one.
can do those
But now
aftermarket.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
have one, so I'm
Yeah.
so excited, but they can come back if you've got time and have it built, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, schedule it in, we'll order the stuff, make it happen.
Well, that was so much fun.
It was. We want to thank Alicia and Slade for taking time out of their day to let us interview them.
Yeah. They are truly some of our best friends. We're blessed to have met them
Yes.
and to become, you know, to be welcomed into their family. And that's what it is here.
It is.
We say time and time again, it's a family.
It is. It is. They always make people feel so welcome and loved.
Yep. So now you can kind of see why we're a little
Partial to them?
partial to it, this dealership.
Yes, we do. We love them very much.
Yeah, we can't say enough good things
No.
about them, and they've made us. And we've been here for almost 4 months, for crying out loud. Can you believe it? 4 months,
Well,
guys.
we got here before Thanksgiving and then spent 10 days in Texas with our kids for Thanksgiving. And we've been back ever since.
Yep.
So,
But they've made us feel welcome. Slade has put me to work.
yep. I was put to work.
Yep. So anyway,
Okay.
we just want to thank them for taking the time out of their day. They are super, super busy this time of year. Spring is some of the busiest time for these guys, both the service side and the sales side. And we just really appreciate the time that they spent. We hope that you've learned a few things. Now you see what the PDI process is all about. You see why we harp so much about the dealer, and the dealer is so important. Not only if you look at a DRV product, but if you at any product that you look at, the dealer is so important.
It really is. I mean, to have a relationship with them and really learn and understand the things that you may not even know exist.
Yeah, and if you don't know, ask. And
Yes.
if you're not happy with the answers, go somewhere else.
Have a voice.
Yep.
I mean, you're spending money on this and you're going to have it for hopefully, you know, a long, long time.
Yep.
So use your voice and ask questions.
All right, we really want to thank Slade and Alicia and the folks here at Rolling Retreats for helping us out. And we hope that you learned something, and we are going to wrap this one up from Elk City, Oklahoma.
It all starts with an idea.
We'll talk to you next week, guys. We'll show you some more of our coach. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.